Well, good afternoon, everyone. PA Figs here. This isn't going to be a real upbeat video like normal. We've had some, I don't know, sad news in the family here at PA Figs. We had to put our beloved dog down this morning. We had to lay him to rest, put him to sleep. There's really no good way to say that. There's really no nice way to say that. No way that makes it comfortable. And he was our little buddy, Tavion. He was our, our fig friend. He loved his figs. He loved coming out here with us. He loved picking figs off the tree when we weren't looking. Loved eating them. I mean, really just enjoyed figs, and it really made the hobby, enjoyable to have, my best friend. Sorry, I'm still a little emotional, a little torn up. It's hard. He was 15. He lived a great life. He lived a long life. The last year, he's had some health problems. Struggled through it. Made it through an entire fig season. Fig season's wrapping up now. Frost is coming. So, it's hard to be sad for having spent, the past 15 years of an enjoyable time with a loved one. But, selfishly, it's sad to see them leave. And, it's tough. So, it's one of those things, and, I'm not making this video to bring anybody down. It's probably a little bit of, internal therapy of my own to be able to discuss it and, walk through a little bit of what's going on in my life and sharing with all of you. So yeah, he was going to be 15 next week. We were looking forward to celebrating a birthday that we didn't think he would make, and got damn close. Unfortunately, I'm not going to share the gory details, but it was a rough night last night, even rougher morning, and we made the decision to go bring him to the vet, and the vet was absolutely wonderful. And helping us, and making sure his last moments were pain-free and nice. So yeah, life moves on. One thing I did want to share with everybody, I'll probably make a different video on a different channel, but this channel is mostly for figs, but I'm sure a lot of you have companions, fellow furry fig eating friends. And the one thing I will say is, they won't be around forever. Don't assume they will be. And one thing we had bought was a paw imprint. My wife Teresa had been asking for it for years, and you always think you have more time. You always think you have more time. And we had a health scare a few months back, so I picked one up, and we just never got around to it. Never got around to doing it. And then this morning, when everything was happening, I remember that we had it. We quickly grabbed it, and we quickly took a paw imprint for him. And, I guess our thoughts were, well, they do that at the vet clinic. When you go and you have to put your dog down, or you have to get him cremated, or whatever you might be doing, they take a paw imprint. They have that capability. Well, I can tell you, I'm glad I did it, because I'll show you in a little bit the product that I used, and people constantly ask me to post links to things that I use, and I haven't been real good about it. I'm going to try to start being real good about it. I use Amazon for everything. Amazon Prime, just easy, simple, 2-day shipping. It's one of those things. So I'll show you the example of what I bought versus what the vet did for us, and it was real nice of them to do it. I'm sure I'll be charged for it, but the what they gave us was just kind of cheap and tacky, so I was happy to have gotten something different. So yeah, this is fig day one without the little guy, so it's tough. Normally I'm going through the orchard and pruning and picking figs and bagging figs, and he's right by my feet. He's right with me. Or in the last several months he hasn't been able to see his way through the orchard, so he's been out here on the patio, you know, just watching, and he'll sit there nice and patient, wait for that fig, and man, when that fig comes, he just devours it. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but you know, life moves on, and it's all we can do. So I mean, I'm looking above me right here, and there is a, I think, ripe Coleodom Nor right above me. I just picked it right off the tree. And let's crack this open, and you know, I don't have him to share it with, so I'll share it with you guys. Coleodom Nor. It's been an okay fig. It ripens kind of strange here for me. Really need to let it get real ripe. I'm not sure that this one is, but let's see what we got. Actually, it looks pretty good. Hopefully you can see that. I know the sun is kind of a bit blinding, but it looks pretty good. Let's give it a try. Real good. You know, for this, I mean, it's October. We've been blessed with some warm weather. You know, we said that with Tavion going today, he sent some warm weather to us this morning, and I think it's 85 here right now. I mean, it's just been beautiful, sunny, beautiful day. All right, I'm not going to eat this other half. This would have been his. I'm going to put it aside, and I don't know, just put it aside in memory of him. So let me go take a look at the paw print thing that I was telling you guys about. Again, I know this is a fig channel, but it's something that was important to me today, and I figured I'd share. Okay, so here is the paw print thing that I was talking about. And you can see this is the item that I got on Amazon. Not the dog, or that's not Tavion, that's just a picture that came with the frame. Same with that paw print there. You can see down here, this is the paw print that we took quick this morning. Really didn't take long. It was nice and quick and easy, and it left a nice impression. And it's got a nice frame that comes with it to put it in, so it's gonna be nice. Here's the one we got from the vet today. It's in a kind of chintzy plastic box, and all it is a styrofoam imprint. Oh, we did put a lock of hair in there. But you can see it's just a it's hard to see in the video, but it's like a little styrofoam imprint. It's kind of tacky. It's nice to have, don't get me wrong, but it's not nearly as nice as the other one. So we'll be putting the frame together, utilizing the frame. Not sure when this turned into a product review. Wasn't my intent of this video, but you know, sometimes I don't know, in the healing process you just gotta talk about things. So well, so let's see if I can't maybe make the rest of this video a little bit more happy-go-lucky here. So the hoop house, you'll notice the plastic is no longer on it. It's all down the side there. And the problem we had was with the hoop house up, the humidity was pretty high in there. And the SWD, spotted wing Drosophila, was just terrible. It was like a heaven for them. They were multiplying in the millions. Every fig inside of that hoop house was getting infected, whether I had bags on it or not. I mean, it was just brutal. And then when you'd walk in it, there was just bugs everywhere, whether it was mosquitoes or SWD, didn't matter. So I decided to take the cover off, and lo and behold, we got a extra week of summer-like weather here, and we're getting a few extra figs out of there. So, you know, what can you do? I'll take a walk through in a second. Some of the figs from inside the greenhouse that I had in there all summer. Didn't mean to do that, just, you know, time gets away from you. This guy here in particular, this is the Coleodom Blanca Negra. Let me back up. And you can see that Coleodom Blanca Negra. If you remember, I did a air layer video earlier in the summer. It just went nuts and got real leggy in that greenhouse. So, good news is there should be plenty of cuttings this fall. And I've been getting considerable amounts of email asking for cuttings and live plants, and I stopped being able to keep track of everybody. So I think what I'm going to do this year is I've changed my eBay account name to PA Figs, no spaces, just PA Figs, and I'll be posting stuff up on there throughout the probably end of October, early November time period. And I've got a bunch of air layers that'll probably end up going up there as well, and I may even post some trees for local pickup only. I've got some larger trees that I kind of need to thin the stock on, but I don't want to ship them. Orange is doing real nice. That's a bumper Satsuma. So let's just go take a look at some notable figs here. Let's see, first one, this is the Bordeaux Negra Ramada. And you can see it's got some, just beautiful figs on it. Absolutely gorgeous figs. Hoping a few of these will ripen here still. I guess we'll see. Kind of running out of time in the season. We've got this nice warm week here, but we have been getting down in the 40s on some nights. Greenhouse, really didn't get the care. I've started to clean it up. It's kind of nasty right now. It's got to be swept out, pressure washed, disinfected, and then I got to replace all the side panels on the right side, and all of the ceiling panels need to be replaced. So I just need to get a couple of solid weekends to get that all done. But a couple trees in there and a couple of other goodies still laying around that I need to figure out what to do with. I'm trying to root a couple of cuttings in here in a very simple fashion. Curious to see if they'll root now that it's not getting, up into the hundreds here every day in the greenhouse. Although it did get pretty warm in here today. So I'm just putting 2 little black Madeiras in there, and we'll see what happens. They get plenty of water. They look cooler down there on the ground. I see an old cucumber I missed over there, but we'll see what happens. Oh, let's see what else to talk about. Oh, I'll do a separate video on this one, but let me show you guys something. There's a fig over here that the last few years hasn't really tasted that good, but this year has really come through. And that is this guy. And this is my Brogiotto Nero. And I'll do a separate video on it. I think I've got some ripe figs here. I'm sure there's at least one here that I could do a video on, hopefully. There you go. Look at the honey coming out of that guy. Hopefully you can see it on the video. You may not be able to, but you have to trust me. There's honey there. And this fig, I always compared it to Black Madeira. Looks a lot like Black Madeira. Has a beautiful shape like it. This year, it surpassed Black Madeira. It's been big fruit. It's been healthy. Every fig has ripened. SWD hasn't really bothered it. There's been a little bit of splitting in the colder nights here, but for the most part, very little splitting, unlike Black Madeira. And the big downfall on this tree in the past had been not having the flavor of Black Madeira. Well, this is its, I think, 4th season, and let me tell you, it came through. The best fig in the orchard this year. Absolutely wonderful flavor to it. It's been just phenomenal in flavor. And I did put my Violet de Soleil, or Violet Soleil, next to it in hopes for a comparison. Might get 1 or 2 to ripen here. I don't know, it's going to be coming down to the wire a little bit, and probably not their full potential. But it was an interesting comparison, at least. Alright. Let's see. What else can we show you guys to keep my mind off of things? My apologies for the long video. Feel free to fast forward at any time. Let's see. This is the Bordeaux Negra that was supposed to be Ramada but wasn't. Had absolutely stupendous figs on it this year. And then next to it is, let me not get these confused. I think this is the Black Acacia AD. That is my Nero 600. And that is not VDB Negroni. And I will tell you that all 3 of these produced figs that were nearly identical. nearly identical. The only thing I will say is the Negrone, and maybe because of its stunted growth a little bit, it produced, I guess you would say, I don't know how to explain it, a slightly different shape of fig, a little more elongated than the Nero 600, which was a little bit more round for me, as well as the Ashia Black, which was a little bit more roundish this year. And it could just be year, it could be where I've got them. Who knows? You know how finicky figs are, but very similar. My RDB, really not doing well. You gotta repot it. Prado starting to produce now, just a little bit too late, but does have some beautiful looking figs. My Black Madeira, the soil I used, I think had too much sand in it. I've really got to repot that. We've been waiting for the end of the season so as not to disturb it more than it already has been. But yeah, it didn't do too well this year, so I need to take a whole bunch of cuttings and repot this guy. Brogiotto Bianco, complete waste of time. Dropped every fig. It must need the wasp. It's the only thing I think of. I know my buddy Raphael got one to stay on. Just not going to cut it. Strong grower, but not worth growing if you're going to get one fig. Let's see. Not really much else to show over here. This is my Col de Dom Blanca Negra that had split in a thunderstorm. Teresa came out and taped it back together, and it's been doing okay. I'm assuming it's healing under there. I'm going to take some air layers and some cuttings off of it. I'll chop it back this fall. I will say it did stop producing ripening fruit though. So I'm guessing it really needs a lot of heat in order to ripen, because the figs just stopped. I had some ripening and not anymore. It's been, geez, probably a month since I've had one ripen. Still a neat fruit. Alright, what else we got? My big Prado, really late to ripening this year. I had it in the shadier part of the orchard. I think that may have had something to do with it. Barnesote, disappointment this year. The SWD just devoured it. I mean, every fig was just ruined by them. I gave up. I bagged a few and just couldn't keep them off of it. Let's see, what else do we have? Another Prado. This was the Black Madeira from JFE. A lot of people had interest in. Definitely looks like a Black Madeira. Again, the SWD loved it. And didn't really get any figs to show you guys. And then it dried out and dropped its leaves, and just hasn't been a good year for it. Panache. You know, for those of you that live in California, this is a common fig, but this is my first year getting it. It's a beautiful fig. You can see I've got one almost ripe in the back and another one ripening. Real late fig for me. I thought Raphael and a few others had said it was a little bit earlier for them, but maybe I'm mistaken on that. Another striped fig, Col de Dom Ramada. And I can't tell if this is a Breba down here. It's hard to imagine such a young tree it was, but that one looks to be about ripe. So I might have to take a video of that. Italian 258 was a great fig this year. That and my Genovese Nero AF were just spectacular figs. So yeah, this guy needs a little bit of water. I moved all my pots into the hoop house here, and not all of them got the drip line. Figured the rain would be plenty, but really haven't gotten a lot of rain. Col de Dom Blanc, it was an okay fig this year. I don't think it got the heat that it really needed. We had overall terrible fig year. Just a lot of rain, a lot of humidity. It really did not make for a great year. There's an I-258 I'm going to have to devour a little bit later. So yeah, fig season's, for all points and purposes, over. I mean, I'm still getting a few figs here and there, but the SWD, I think, finally got killed off primarily from the cold nights. This tree still had some on it earlier, But you can see I'm also well behind in my orchard maintenance with everything that's been going on with Tavion. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those years where not the best year for figs, and you know, hit some hiccups. But you know, here's to hoping next year's better. And I'll still have a few more videos, hopefully, now that things have quieted down a little bit. I hope to show some root pruning and some taking of cuttings and a few other things. And you know, if you have any requests for videos you'd like to see, you know, by all means go ahead and ask about them. Any specific varieties that you know I've got that I have forgotten to show videos of, you know, now's the time to ask before they all go dormant. So, all right. Well, this video's been long enough. Thanks for listening to my ramblings, and you know, make sure you call or kiss or hug your loved ones tonight. PA Figs, have a good night.